Just got back from a run to Kansas City, chat with some of our team out there, and really cool stuff happening. Myself and the executive team over here in North American, man, we've got some got some interesting things cooking. I'm really very excited for the next year. I actually am extremely excited for the next year. All the stuff we're working on. Market, it's doing its thing to try and make it harder for people to get excited about the financing piece because of what's happening with the rates. But guys, if the rate is what's making your deal, you don't have a deal. But before we get into that, you know me, gonna bring it out. 3 years on this thing, I'm gonna harp on this thing till death because I want folks to read it, talk to me about it, tell me where we can improve on it. Artwork, I don't think I can improve on that. That was spectacular. Forward, you can't improve on. Afterward, you can't improve on. Recommendations, you can't improve on. You go to Amazon, look at all the ratings on there. The 5 stars, can't improve on those. But what could I improve on with the writing piece? That's what I want to know, because that's what I control. Is what do I do? Because I am cooking up something else right now in my skull to take that to the next step, right? The actionable items versus the philosophical items and the mindset items that Red Economics gets into. So I'd love to have everybody's feedback for the next thing that I'm working on. It hasn't started typing yet, but I'm putting together some of the data, some of the things I need for practical application, some of the things we're teaching anyway, right? Helping people become successful, not only just in real estate investing, but how do you structure it in a way that you can hand it off to the next generation successfully to be sure that you can perpetuate. We need to change the direction of how things are happening right now for the next generation and the generation after that. My whole goal right now, everything I'm working on is how is it going to affect my grandkids? How are they going to be able to take what we have and perpetuate that and not have to be subject to what's going on in the world? Because the world where it's going today, it's careening off a cliff. And what's going to happen to that generation if we, our age right now, us Generation Xers, don't do some shit about that now, it's gone for them. The children right now, the little toddlers running around in my yard, it's on me. It's 100% on me. So I'm doing everything I can. I'll help you guys. Come with me. Let's go get that done. But in the meantime, let's talk about what's going on in the interest rates. It's what I've been fearing as far as the direction this is going. It's taken a continued beating. I mean, this week construction spending was low. Had a little bit of a drop in that. So not as much coming up as was previous reading. We've got productivity. Looks like that is down from previous readings. Labor costs, they're up. Interestingly enough, it's just a lot of those costs are up. No matter what it is, everything's up when it comes to the cost, but it comes to the return on things, it's down. Interesting how that works, right? Mortgage applications down a bit. Let me see here. We've got export crude inventories. Actually, they're up, which is interesting. We're up in the crude inventories, but crude right now is kicking our ass out there as far as the energy inflation that we're impacting all of us so heavily. And that's really what's pushing these bonds, in my opinion. Initial claims, jobless claims, those are up just slightly. Continuing claims, those are down a bit. So kind of stand fairly even. So the job situation's out there, but natural gas inventory is fairly low. The University of Michigan consumer sentiment, that has shown a little bit of weakness because you're starting to see people's incomes don't go up to meet the demand of expense the way that it should because of what's happening with inflation. And then, of course, we're getting just jerked off with what inflation really is, trying to give us these readings that are not real readings. So inflation is just completely out of hand compared to what income's coming in. The cost to live versus what we have to live off of, pretty freaking miserable. These last couple of years have not made it easy for anybody. So let's take a look at what the bonds have done all these last couple of days. So we were hopeful, right? So here is today. Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. We're hopeful this floor would hold back on Tuesday. We were very hopeful it would hold. It gave us a good jump up on Wednesday. Thought, great, we're going to be in pretty good shape. Look at where we opened, right at the top of actually right at the bottom of this support that I've been looking at for a while. Was support, now is floor, now is ceiling. That sucks that it became a ceiling because look at now we're down below that. We've got another step down. It's not awesome. So we're heading in this direction. We'll go ahead and open this up this way here for us to see. So damn it. I don't know where I had that. When I reset this, it'll pop where it's supposed to be. So I left all these lines for a particular reason so I can see exactly how those would affect in the future, because these are all, affecting us back here in other points. So that always plays a part in future trading. So where we are right now in here, I want to see what we had going on previously. So this is where we're at now. I had this already drawn from the past. It became a floor. Now it's a ceiling. See if we can break through it. But look, we're below that. That's a stop. That's a steep drop where we're at right there. This particular line looks like it could be a pretty steep drop. I have not put in any others, and I can go back and look and probably draw some supports that we can expect. But that's a steep drop. But this could be a support right here. It's a good possibility we got a support right in this area here, which is a good steep drop from here. So I'm not confident we're not going to hit the bottom of this. And if we do hit the bottom of this, as I was talking about, look at how much time we spent in that range over the past. This range here, I can just drag that out. That range has held a lot of price action over the years. So since that is the case, we may be range bound in there with a little bit of dip below it. So this may be something where we end up playing sideways in this for some time. It is hard to say, but look, we went straight into it. It just showed how fragile this price was up here. I mean, there's a lot of people in my industry talking about, oh, we're going to get much better rates. Hold, because they thought we were going to get up there. Without that quantitative easing plan, without the actual plan for release, we were not going to go up here. And this shows how fragile that was. That price point was being held by everybody, being hopeful for that. And when it never came to fruition, we just had one thing hit, which was what I could see would be the energy inflation. It just destroyed that price. I mean, look at that fall down. So when we get into looking at that, and people are so worried about what's going on with the interest rates, man, I know we could have locked, you should have locked, or whatever. That's gone. We can't go back and lament that and bitch about that. Let's focus on what you have in front of you. Does your property have a positive number every month? Can you pay for that bill? Will it support itself? If it does, then we take a look at everything else. How much are you investing? What's the total dollar amount you're investing at closing? Or you'll have in it when you're done refinancing it or whatever you're doing. We'll have to talk about that. Then we'll take, if you can keep that reasonably rented the entire time you own it and your tenants pay off the mortgage, just paying off that mortgage over 30 years equates to what type of an annual return to you based upon what you invest. Quite often it's 10+%. And if you're in a place where you can reasonably guarantee or at least feel you can get 2 to 2.5% appreciation on the property, that can be huge for your investment, because if you're only investing 20% in the acquisition plus your costs and the whole structure itself, the whole property is appreciating at 2.5%. When you look at that, somebody else paying the mortgage, you're getting the benefit of the appreciation. That could be another double digit, 10 to 12%. I've seen higher. Guys, I have seen higher. I've got those deals right now where you have a much higher percentage. So you could be looking at 20% return before the cash flow. You're so worried about the rates that you walk away from great deals. Don't do that. Let's talk about the deal and let's see if it is the deal before you walk away because of rates. Rates should not drive your purchase. The deal should drive it. And if you're letting rates drive it, you're not an investor. You're an opportunivore, and you need to change your mindset to an investor. We haven't even talked about tax benefits. We haven't talked about how inflation benefits you because you're paying it back with the US dollar. Think about all those things before you start to think about, well, I shouldn't get in this deal because the rates just went up. Who cares? When the rates go up, people stop buying the houses. They stop competing with you. That's when you should be in the deal. So reach out to me. Text me, 602-291-3357. Email info@aaronchapman.com. Let's talk about it.